If you missed the cat litter box hacks that I would do, part 1 and part 2, they're in the description below. So the first cat litter box hack that I would never do is to use a covered litter box. This is aesthetically pleasing for us, but not good for our cats. Just think about a porta potty. Like any festival goers here, you know, you open the porta potty and it just smacks you in the face. You try so hard to hold your breath the entire time that you're in the porta potty. Now I know that there's like thousands of people that use porta potties at festivals and only one cat that uses the litter box. Hopefully you have one litter box per cat plus extra. But think about it like a porta potty. The cat's nose is way stronger than ours, and they're only inches away from the litter box when they go in. So that powerful smell is just trapped inside when you use a cover. The other reason that cats don't like covers is because they like to be able to survey their territory while they're using the bathroom. So out in the wild, they would go all over the place to mark their territory and also just to go to the bathroom everywhere. And they like to be able to see what's around them because they're vulnerable when they use the bathroom. You know, when they're closed into that cover, or even if you're using a litter box like piece of furniture to hide the litter box. I understand if you don't want to look at the litter box, but we have to do what's best for our cats, honestly. That's the way that I look at it. And cats can kind of feel trapped if they're in this covered litter box. And especially if you have multiple cats, because then if the other cat comes in, there's really nowhere else for your cat to escape or to exit. The next litter box hack that I would never do is to use a litter box liner. I understand that this makes cleanup easy for us. I get it, but working as a cat sitter, I've had many clients that use litter liners. The cats just shredded through it when they were digging. And then the litter just dumps into the bottom of the box anyway. Just creates a lot of mess. Maybe there are better litter liners out there today. I stopped cat sitting in 2017, so maybe there's new technology. But I personally, I don't know. I just think it's easier to just scoop after your cat goes and clean it out once a week. That's easy for me. That's what I do. I spend about 5 minutes a week. I'll put that link in the description below so you can see my routine. The next cat litter box hack that I would never do is toilet train my cat. This is an idea that I did mess with. I was thinking like, you know, in the wild, cats like that they cover up their pee and poops so that it doesn't smell because that attracts predators. So if he's going in the toilet, I flush it right away, no smell, he's happy. But I live in a 1-bedroom, I only have 1 bathroom, 1 toilet. My boyfriend lives here, it's me and Jericho. So I kind of think about it like, you know, he might not have access to the bathroom at all times, and I would prefer that he does have access to his bathroom at all times. They're also territorial creatures, so they like to have their own thing. And I like what Jackson Galaxy says about this actually is, in the wild, they would be peeing and pooping all over and marking their territory. So it's kind of like we're already asking a lot of them to go in the litter box in one area. I mean, cats don't want to pee and poop around their territory indoors because it's going to smell. Outside, the smell goes away. But I still agree with that, you know, we're already asking a lot of them to go into the litter box. So I just think that making them also like go into the toilet and do that, I just don't personally, I wouldn't do it. The other reason that I wouldn't do it is because there's no way to track how much your cat's peeing and what the poops, I mean, I guess the poops you can see when they're in the toilet before you flush, but it would be kind of difficult to track, especially if you're not home. Like, I guess if you come home, you would see that your cat went, but you can't test the volume of it or like use urine dipsticks. Like I use urine test strips on Jericho while he uses the bathroom. So it's like, I don't know, it's just difficult to keep track of. I would think that it would be difficult to keep track of how much, like the volume of urine he goes, because that tells us a lot about our cat's health on the inside, you know, because they're not going to be like, hey, something's going wrong. So we can use their pee and poops to be able to tell that something's off. And that brings me to the next hack that I would never do is use an automatic litter box. Again, as a cat sitter, I've come across a lot of these, the rake one that just like kind of slides with crystal litter. Those things got so gross. The rake would just get full of poops. Crystal litter just turns to sludge when it mixes with the pee, and it would just like, ugh, and it stunk so bad. I mean, maybe that's on the humans because they didn't clean it properly, but I don't know. In my experience, it was bad. One client actually had an automatic litter robot that cleaned the litter also. I was like, whoa, it's like the future. This robot like scooped the pee and poop and also cleaned the litter. Like, had a cleaning thing inside and would just like put the litter out. I was like, that's crazy. But again, it's like you can't really judge, especially if you have multiple cats, because it's collecting the urine and the clumps. How do you know which cat did what unless you're actually seeing the cat do it? And I don't know, I just prefer to scoop and clean it myself. That way I can keep track of the cat's business. The next hack that I would never do is to use a subscription litter box. They actually reached out to me to review their product, and I didn't respond because it's cardboard, and they also use clay or crystal litters that I wouldn't use. And cardboard, I get it, it's recyclable, but also like I use a stainless steel litter box, which is a one-time purchase, and it stays clean unlike plastic. So with the subscription, it's like cardboard. It's like when cardboard gets wet, it doesn't hold up well. Like, I don't really understand how it works, and I just feel like it would be a lot of waste to ship something to me once a month when I have the stainless steel litter box, which is more sanitary, and I don't have to replace it. Next week, I'll show you exactly how I set up Jericho's litter box. I'll put that right over 𝐉𝐄𝐄 after it publishes. Until then, I'll just let YouTube decide which video you should watch next. Thanks for watching.